There's a compact tractor sitting on a dealer lot right now with a price tag that's almost $10,000 higher than the exact same machine across town. Same frame, same engine, built in the same factory. The only difference is the paint and the badge on the hood. Today I'm showing you 5 compact tractor brands, charging you a serious premium in 2026 for what is, underneath, somebody else's tractor. Case IH, New Holland, Bobcat, John Deere, and Mahindra. And then I'm going to show you the only 3 brands worth buying, the companies that actually build the tractors everyone else is just badging and marking up. If you're shopping a subcompact or compact tractor in 2026, a 25 to 40 horsepower machine for a hobby farm, a homestead, or a few acres, this is the video that tells you what the salesman won't. Now let me be clear right now, because I don't want you rage typing in the comments, none of these are bad tractors. If you've got one in your barn, it's probably a great machine that'll serve you for decades. This video isn't your tractor is junk. It's about one simple question that'll save you thousands. Who actually built it, and what are you really paying for? Because here's the twist that runs through this whole list. The cheap brands you've never heard of are the ones building the engines for the famous ones. Stick with me to the end, because once you see who really makes these machines, the badge on the hood will never look the same again. Subscribe before we start. This channel is all about buying smart in 2026. Let's open with the biggest number on the list. Number 1. Case IH Farmall 35A. Case IH is red-blooded American farm royalty. The Farmall name carries a century of history, so it surprises people to learn the 35A compact is built by LS Mtron, a Korean manufacturer, under an agreement. Engine, transmission, chassis, hydraulics, that's LS underneath the red paint. Now here are the numbers, and this is where it gets loud. A new case, IH Farmall. 35A with a loader runs right around $34,000 on dealer lots today. The LS that builds it, the LSMT 235HE, is the same 35 horsepower, the same 114 cubic inch engine, the same 1,808 pound hitch lift, same machine, and LS runs cash rebates up to $8,000, which drops that same tractor with a loader down into the mid-20,000s. Line them up and the gap can approach $8,000 to $10,000 for the identical tractor, just wearing red paint. That's not a discount you're missing. That's $10,000 out of your pocket for a badge and a dealership sign. Prices move and configs vary, so check your local numbers. But the gap is real, and it's big. And the overcharge doesn't stop at the sticker. It follows you every time you fix it. Case IH genuine parts and dealer labor run premium. Figure a Case IH dealer at $120 to $170 an hour for shop labor versus $90 to $130 at an independent shop that'll happily service the LS. Filters, seals, and service parts in the red box cost more than the same LS parts, and over 15 years of oil changes and repairs. That quietly adds up to thousands more. So you pay more to buy it, then you pay more to keep it running. To be fair, the Case IH badge does buy a bigger dealer network. If the red dealer is 10 minutes away and the LS is 2 hours, that's worth something. But be honest about what the premium is, a closer dealer, and a familiar badge, not a better tractor. The machine under the red paint says LS Mtron on the serial plate. Number 2. New Holland Boomer 35. And if you're feeling that deja vu, good, because it's the same story in a different color. Many New Holland Boomer compacts come out of the same LS Mtron factories as the Case IH we just covered. And that makes perfect sense once you know New Holland and Case IH are corporate siblings under the same parent company. So the blue brand and the red brand, the 2 colors that have been arguing in comment sections since the internet was invented, are both selling you compacts, built by the same Korean manufacturer. 2 of the most iconic badges in American farming, and underneath, they share a parent company and a factory. Under the blue paint, a Boomer shares its frame, engine, drivetrain, and hydraulics with the comparable LS model, the same working machine with a New Holland hood. Here are the numbers again, and they'll look familiar. A New Holland Boomer 35 with a loader lists right around $34,000. Basically, dollar for dollar with the Case IH, because it's the same LS built tractor. The LSMT 235HE that builds it, after those cash rebates, lands in the mid-$20,000. That's a $7,000 to $9,000 gap on the identical machine. That's not a rounding error. That's a loader, mower, and box blade you could have bought with the difference. And just like the red one, the blue badge costs you again on the back end. New Holland genuine parts and dealer service sit at premium prices, while the LS is cheaper to buy filters for and cheaper to get fixed at any independent shop. Here's what gets me. The paint war between blue and red is, in the compact aisle, a war over the same tractor. Both crowds are defending a machine that rolled off the same line. Again, The new Holland dealer network is real, the support is real, and that's worth something. Just defend your color knowing what's actually under the hood. Here's a detail that seals it. Because both the Case IH and New Holland Compacts share that LSM Tron foundation, owners have found their filters and service parts cross-reference back to LS numbers. Same components, same part numbers, 3 different badges, and 3 different prices. For a small farm buyer doing loader work, mowing, and chores, the Boomer is a fine machine. You're just paying Blue Brand money for Korean-built engineering you could buy cheaper. That's 2 inches, and if this is already changing how you see that dealer lot, do me a quick favor and hit that like button. It genuinely helps the channel reach other buyers before they overpay. We've got 3 more, and number 4 is a household name that's going to surprise you the most. Number 3, Bobcat CT2025. And this is the cleanest match on the entire list. Yeah, that Bobcat. The skid steer people. When Bobcat decided to sell compact tractors, they didn't build a tractor factory. They called Daedong, the Korean company that builds Kioti. So the Bobcat CT2025 is underneath a rebadged Kioti. Same Daedong engine, same transmission, same frame, same axles. Bobcat is a fantastic company known for tough skid steers, but tractors weren't their thing, so they did the smart business move, let Daedong build it, put the Bobcat name on it, sell it through the Bobcat network. And this pairing is so clean that the owner's manual has been known to carry both brand warranties, which is about as close to a confession as this industry gets. The price gap here is tighter than the LS pairs, around $2,800 between the Bobcat and the comparable Kioti. But it's the same game. You're paying extra for the Bobcat name on a machine Daedong actually built, and the same back-end math applies. Bobcat badged parts and service run pricier than buying the Kioti equivalent, so the gap keeps growing quietly for as long as you own it. And because the match is so clean, this is the easiest one to prove to yourself. Put the CT2025 spec sheet next to the equivalent Kioti CK series and watch the numbers line up. Engine, hydraulics, weight, all of it. And I want to be fair, because the details matter. Sometimes part of a gap like that is a different loader spec, not pure badge markup. So compare the whole machine, not just the sticker, but the bones are the same bones. That's not an insult to Bobcat. It's just who built it. And the Daedong connection actually cuts both ways. Daedong builds a genuinely strong, well-regarded engine, so the CT2025 is a legitimately good machine for loader work, mowing, and property maintenance. That's the theme of this whole video, really. These aren't bad tractors. They're good tractors wearing a more expensive badge than the one the builder sells them under. The steel is the same, the sticker isn't. Number 4, John Deere 1025R. And this is the one I need you to hear carefully, because it's not about a big price gap at all. The John Deere 1025R. Everybody trusts green paint, and they should. Deere makes a genuinely excellent, refined machine with the best support in the business. So this isn't a shot at Deere. This is a twist you deserve to know. Open John Deere's own spec sheet for its 3 Series compacts and read the engine line. It doesn't say John Deere, it says Yanmar. The 3025E runs a Yanmar 3TNV88F. Deere even prints the Yanmar trademark notice at the bottom of its own pages. That's not a rumor from a forum, that's Deere telling you in writing. Across the 3 Series, the 3025E, 3032E, and 3038E all run Yanmar diesels, right there on the spec sheet. The green tractor is powered by a Japanese engine from a company called Yanmar, and Deere has never hidden it. Most buyers just never read the fine print. Now here's the part that reframes everything. Yanmar sells its own tractor with that same engine in the US, and the price gap between the Deere and the Yanmar is small, often only $1,000 to $2,000. So the upfront difference isn't the story here. The story is what happens after you buy it, because that green badge doesn't just cost a little more to buy, it costs more to own. John Deere genuine parts and dealer service run at premium prices, and over the life of the tractor, Yanmar is meaningfully cheaper to repair. Cheaper filters, cheaper parts, and work any independent diesel shop can do without Deere's dealer rates. So you pay a bit more for the green machine, and then you keep paying more, year after year, for the exact same Yanmar engine. So I'm not going to tell you what to buy here, I'm just going to leave you with the fact. The engine in your green Deere is built by a company you can also buy from directly. Remember the name Yanmar? It comes back at the end of this video, and it matters. And to be clear, I'm not calling the Deere a bad tractor. It's a genuinely good machine, and if you own one, it'll serve you well. I'm just showing you the receipt. The engine badge you trust and the tractor badge you paid extra for aren't the same company, and the one that actually builds the engine will sell you the same power and the same repairs, for less. That's a fact worth knowing before you sign. Number 5. Mahindra 2638, and this one's the most brazen contradiction on the list. Mahindra markets itself hard as one of the biggest tractor makers on earth. And honestly, that's true. In India, where it runs real engine plants. But the 2638 sitting on a lot in Texas? That one wasn't built in India. The Mahindra 2638 is built by TYM in South Korea, and you don't have to take my word for it. Here's how you prove it yourself. Go to Mahindra's own parts catalog, look up a loader for the 2638, and read the part number. It starts with TYM. Mahindra's own paperwork lists TYM part numbers on the machine. Put real numbers on it. A Mahindra 2638 runs around $29,000, while the comparable TYM that builds it sits closer to $27,000. About a $2,000 gap for the same Korean-built tractor. Smaller than the LS pairs, sure. But the story here isn't really the money, it's the contradiction. A brand selling itself as a global manufacturing giant, handing you a tractor built by somebody else and marked up. TYM, by the way, builds tractors for a big slice of the industry and does it well. This isn't about TYM being weak. It's about Mahindra's marketing not matching the metal. Once again, the 2638 isn't a bad tractor. It's a heavy, capable compact that handles loader work, ground-engaging jobs, and hauling on a small farm just fine. It's just not the tractor the marketing implies. When a brand sells itself on being a global manufacturer and then hands you a rebadged import, the least it owes you is honesty about who built the thing. Know what you're buying, and the 2638 can still be a smart purchase. You just go in with your eyes open instead of paying for a story. So, before I show you the 3 brands actually worth your money, drop me a comment. Which one surprised you most? Did you already know your badge was built by somebody else, or is this the first you're hearing of it? I read every comment. Now, the payoff. Here's the thing that ties this entire video together, and it's genuinely a little wild once it clicks. The US compact tractor market has only about 4 real manufacturers. 4 companies that actually design and build these machines: Kubota, Yanmar, Daedong, and LS Emtron. Everybody else, Case IH, New Holland, Bobcat, Mahindra, and more, is buying from one of those 4 and painting the hood. The list of companies that truly build a compact tractor is shorter than the list of brands selling you one. Everybody else is a paint color and a dealer agreement on top of one of those 4 foundations. And once you see that, the whole market makes sense. The badges you pay the most for are often just resellers with good marketing. So if you want to skip the badge markup and buy from the source, here are the 3 worth buying. First, Kubota, and it's the strongest case by a mile. Kubota is fully vertically integrated. It builds its own engines, its own transmissions, and its own tractors. It's such a serious engine builder that other brands buy engines from it. Bobcat, Kioti, Generac, and more have all used Kubota diesels. It's produced over 5 million tractors and 30 million engines, and roughly half of all Kubota equipment sold in the US is built or assembled in Gainesville, Georgia. So a lot of it is genuinely American assembled, not just imported and badged. When you buy a Kubota, there's no middleman badge. You're buying from the company that actually makes it. That vertical integration is exactly why Kubotas have such a bulletproof reputation. When one company designs the tractor, the engine, and the transmission to work together, and has built 30 million engines learning how, you get a machine that just runs. No badge tax, no mystery about who's responsible when something needs fixing. Second, Yanmar, yes, the name from the John Deere reveal. Yanmar builds its own engines and its own tractors in Japan, and it supplies engines to John Deere, TYM, and others. So when you buy a Yanmar directly, you're buying from the exact company that builds the power plant inside some of the most respected green machines on the market, just without the extra badge in between. That's not a knock on Deere, it's simply buying closer to the source. Yanmar has been perfecting compact diesel engines longer than almost anyone on Earth, which is exactly why Deere and others put Yanmar power in their machines in the first place. Buy the Yanmar tractor, and that legendary engine comes without a badge in the middle. Third, LS, the LS Emtron. We've now met twice. LS builds its own CRDI engines and its own tractors. And as you saw, it's the company behind those Case IH and New Holland compacts. Buy the LS directly, and you're getting the same engineering that goes into those famous red and blue badges at the price of the builder instead of the reseller. LS doesn't have the dealer footprint of the giants yet, so check your local coverage before you fall in love with the number. But the machine underneath is the real thing. LS Emtron is a serious industrial company, not a fly-by-night importer. And the fact that Case IH and New Holland trusted it to build their compacts tells you everything about the quality of the engineering. Notice the pattern? The 3 brands actually worth buying are the 3 doing the building: Kubota, Yanmar, and LS. Every other badge in this video is, to some degree, a paint color and a dealer agreement on top of a machine one of these companies made. So here's the honest bottom line. None of these 5 are selling you a bad tractor. The machines are fine, and the premium badges buy real things like dealer networks, resale, and support. But if nobody ever told you that your Case IH is an LS, your Bobcat is a Kioti, and your John Deere runs a Yanmar, then you were shopping half blind, and the dealer was counting on it. Now you're not. Here's your simple game plan on any lot in 2026. Ask who actually builds it, read the serial plate yourself, and price the machine against the builder's own brand. If the premium buys you a closer dealer, better resale, or a stronger warranty, pay it happily. Those are real. If it only buys you a paint color, walk. Make the badge earn its premium instead of assuming it does. If this saved you money, or just blew your mind a little, subscribe and drop a comment with the brand that surprised you. See you in the next one.